Good morning, family. Grand rising, a joyous rising, a great rising. It's good to see everybody. Good morning. Check in, family, when you get a chance. So today is Wednesday, July the 24th, 2024, and the time is 8:05 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. So good morning, check in, family. Oh, I do have some news. I woke up about midnight, maybe like 12:01, 12:02 a.m. this morning. And I was about to post something on my YouTube channel and realized that it was gone. So that was a shocker. What happened was my YouTube channel was deleted. This is the third time that my YouTube channel was deleted. So I was a little upset, not really shocked, a little upset, but I didn't have any warning. I didn't have any strikes. I didn't have any information about what had happened, or that they were going to do it. My channel was just deleted on YouTube. And again, that would have been my third YouTube channel that was deleted. And I've had three TikTok channels deleted. I've had issues with Rumble. I've had issues with Facebook. I have had issues with Instagram. And it's just interesting because it affects your income. It affects my income. It affects um, my morale just a little bit because this is my purpose and my mission. When you know your spiritual gifts, you guys should take a spiritual gifts inventory. We might do that together one day. That'll be fun. My spiritual gift is the gift of encouragement. So that is something that the Almighty gave me to uplift humanity and to inspire people and help them feel um, invigorated, encouraged, and nourished and loved. So it's something that I do. It's who I am. I'm a walking embodiment of edification. So waking up to see that my YouTube channel was gone was a little upsetting. However, I have to keep going, family. This is what God called me to do, and I'm going to keep going. I did start another YouTube channel, but unfortunately, I'm trying to put it down in the chat. And guess what? Of course, they won't let me put it. I can't even use my chat for some reason. Like, this is crazy. Hi, I love to dance. Good morning. It's good to see you. Glorious rising, great rising, Sister Cheryl. It's great to see you as well. Family, this is something else. However, we're going to keep going. Here is my new YouTube channel right here. So please like the channel, subscribe to it, please, so that we can get the numbers back up and we can continue to give out the great news. So I won't be able to go live on YouTube. However, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the videos as I upload them. So after I do this podcast, I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel, my new YouTube channel. So it is at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. I can't even look at YouTube on my own old account. I can't do anything on that old account. It was completely deleted. I appealed immediately, and immediately they sent me an answer and said, no, I violated community. No, I think they said they let me go because of community violations. I'm inciting harassment or something and violence or something like that. I'll upload their reasoning for kicking me off. But if you can get a chance, family, please. Oh, somebody said my volume is really low. I hope that's better. If you get a chance, family, please subscribe to my channel, my new YouTube channel, Dr. Kia Pruitt. But the moniker is at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. This is what it looks like. I greatly appreciate it, and it will help me with the algorithms. And again, I will upload this video after we're done. How's the volume now? G Cook, it's good to see you. Great rising, joyous rising. So I hope you can see and hear me well. I'm trying to type something in the chat, but I'm not able to type in the chat. I've even had trouble with my StreamYard. So it's crazy how, they really don't want us to uplift humanity and inspire each other and encourage each other. Whoever's in charge, like, I need y'all to do a better job. However, let's get into the topic today. We're going to talk about the benefits of NESARA, because a lot of people don't know about NESARA, especially if you're new to the channel. Welcome. Good morning. Joyous rising. NESARA is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. The global version of that is the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. Welcome in, family. Check in. Let us know where you're hailing from as you come into the room. Hello, Australia. The NESARA Act was actually something that was initiated by farmers. So a group of farmers took the United States Incorporated and the Federal Reserve Central Banking System to the highest court, to the world courts. I don't know if it was the 80s or the 90s, but some time ago. And the reason why they took them to court was because the banks and the United States Incorporated fake government, because, you know, our lawful government is the republic. The fake government is a group of bloodline families that have been controlling the world. So the United States Incorporated would force farmers to sow Monsanto seeds, which was poisonous seeds, and to groom or grow certain type of cattle. And these foods were killing us and poisoning humanity. So the farmers said, we can't continue like this. We don't want to poison people. Like the farmers are the backbone of our community. Without them, we can't eat, right? Especially if you don't know how to grow your own food. So the farmers took the United States Incorporated to court, and they took the central banking system to court, because the government said, not only do you have to grow these poisonous foods, but in order to get any type of grants, loans, benefits from the banks, you have to comply with all these rules and regulations. This is why overturning the Chevron deference was so important and critical when it just occurred a couple of weeks ago, because now all of these agencies who were creating all these rules and statutes and codes and policies cannot do it any longer. They were going rogue. So the farmers said, look, they're forcing us to do all of these rules, to comply with all these regulations that are unconstitutional, unlawful, and it's wicked. And we can't do it without money. But if we want loans, we have to comply. And then the central banking system was putting high interest rates on the loans. And so what happened was the farmers got tired of doing this, and they complained. They hired attorneys. Well, some of their attorneys ended up missing. Some of the farmers ended up losing their lives, but they kept going. And it was determined in the world courts that not only had the United States Incorporated been evil and wicked and forcing these rules and regulations on the farmers, but the central banking system was acting and behaving unconstitutionally by putting interest rates on these loans, when you're not even supposed to put usury or interest rates on people. That's unconstitutionally unlawful, and it's against the Bible. And our principles, our law and order is actually dependent upon or built upon biblical principles. Hello, Shawanda. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, too. That's my hometown. I was born and raised there. So I'm on right now. Yes, Dr. Kia Pruitt is on right now, family. So the central banking system was found guilty of violating the Constitution and the United States Incorporated. The United States Incorporated is the fake government. They were found guilty. So the World Court said, you guys have behaved unlawfully to the farmers by making them sow Monsanto seeds, by making them comply with all these rules and regulations that are unfounded in the Constitution, and you're putting interest rates on them, and that's wrong when they get loans out. And not only have you done it to the farmers, but you've done it to the people in America and to people all over the world. And it was determined then during the world courts that there would be a grand army of the republic that would be formed to take down the deep state, United States Incorporated, and they would restore the republic and return us to constitutional law and return us to the gold standard. And when that happens, the world courts told the farmers, you will be rewarded. And that is called the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. And not only will you be rewarded and compensated for all the nefarious banking practices and all of the nefarious practices by the United States Incorporated, but all the people in the world would be rewarded. They will have experience a debt jubilee, where all their debts will be wiped out because they never should have had any loans, and they should never had any mortgages. They should have never had to have paid rent or anything, because when we were all born, we had a birth certificate that was signed. They took the soles of our feet and they put them on some type of paper, because they were trying to harness our souls. So they did it by putting the soles of our feet on those papers. And Chief Mack is going to come on at some point and explain this in detail to us. And then they took the birth certificate, had our moms to sign them, and our moms thinking, oh, we're registering a birth. Because back in the day, we used to do it, and our great-grandparents used to put it in the family Bible. But now what they did in the hospitals is they would sign your name on the birth certificate. Your mother would sign off, thinking that she's just registering your name, and what she's actually doing is registering you over to the United States Incorporated. They would take that birth certificate, turn it into a bond, trade it on the New York Stock Exchange, put it in a trust, and all these people were making money off of our birth certificate bonds. So that even when you go to the bank to get a loan, to get a mortgage, to get credit cards, to get student loans, whatever, to even signing your name to pay rent, getting an automobile loan, anything you do, when you sign your name, these nefarious, evil, wicked people will access your bond, pay themselves from that birth certificate bond and other bonds. Remember, it was put in a trust, pay themselves, and then tell you you owe them and put interest on top of it. They're wicked and they're evil. And so let me pause for a station identification break. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I am Mama Kia. People call me Mama Kia. I am serving as Mama of the planet right now in this capacity in which I'm speaking to all of you deep state operatives, the cabal, you evil, nefarious, wicked entities and beings. You have no power and authority over us. We are commanding our liberation right now and our freedom, and we see what you're doing, but you cannot stop what is happening. You have no power, no rule, and no reign. The more you try to come against us, the more we will fight against you, because we have dominion. When we were born, the Most High gave us dominion, and you're upset about that because you don't have dominion and we do. So we're asserting our dominion today, and we're speaking and commanding you to leave our planet. Now, we know only some of the minions are here, but we are commanding you to leave. So back to the podcast. What happened was the farmers were told, you're going to be paid. You're going to be reimbursed for everything that the United States Incorporated did to you. And everybody over the course of a period of time will receive some amazing, magnificent benefits. At the same time that was going on, you had people like the Washita Empress, Empress Verdiasi Gaston L. Turner Bay. She took the United States Incorporated to court as well, and she represented the Empress of the Washita or Ashita people, the Aboriginal copper-colored people here on the planet, whom people call Blacks or African Americans. We are not African Americans. We're not Blacks. We are the original copper-colored races found here by the Europeans and Christopher Columbus when they got here. So the Empress at the time took the United States Incorporated to court as well. And other people were taking the United States Incorporated to court at the same time. And the world courts actually sided with the Ashita Empress or the Washita Empress Verdiasi L. Gaston Turner Bay and said, yes, the deep state, cabal, wicked bloodline families stole land from the copper-colored races here, the Black people, the African-American so-called colored people here, and they have to repay them when the Republic is restored in the amount of $85 quadrillion. She took the allodial title to the lands. She proved that the Louisiana purchase never actually occurred and that it was a Louisiana theft. She won her claims. Then you had somebody by the name of CMKX who took the United States Incorporated to court. They won their claims, and it was all determined at the same time, about the 80s or 90s. In fact, Rena Houston, Whitney Houston's eldest daughter, who was sold into trafficking, was she sat on a council. She went through the some of the hearings with the Washita Empress to restore our republic. So people behind the scenes have been working. So it was determined that at the right time, we all would be compensated. Can you hear me, family? Because before you guys were saying I was a little low. Yes, in Jesus' name, in the name of all of our ancestors, we command our freedom and our prosperity. Shalom. Shalom, family. So, family, here we are. Here we are, decades later after those cases were won in court. Thank you, family, for joining. Good morning. I see 225 people in the chat from Rumble, Twitter, and Facebook. Unfortunately, my YouTube channel was deleted by YouTube, the YouTube Nazis, for the third time, and I had to start a fourth channel, but I can't go live on that channel yet until I get 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of views. So please subscribe to the channel at Dr. Kia Pruitt, or you can look for at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official on YouTube. Here it is, and follow us there. I love you more. Thank you, Glenda. I tried to put it here in the chat, but for some reason I can't even type. This has been a challenge. So NESARA, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, and the global version of that, the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act, is a group of laws or a group of principles that were written up in a law that was supposed to liberate humanity. It was supposed to be announced on September the 11th, 2001. It was supposed to be announced September 11, 2001. Excuse me. Many different times, presidents were supposed to announce this before then, but they refused to. So a military generals stormed into the White House and forced Bill Clinton to sign the act into law. Now, people have called me out on that and said, well, if you force somebody to do something, it's not a law. But you have to understand we're under military occupation, and we were then as well. It has taken long to take down the deep state because we have been enslaved as a race of beings, the humanity, for thousands of years. Thousands of years by these entities that are not human, that have come to this planet to force us into submission. And they've put all type of programs into our reality and our psyche to cause us to be divided, like racism, sexism, ageism, all that, fighting over religion and all that, fighting over different political ideologies. They instituted those paradigms, as well as lies about slavery. We did not come, like people look like me, we did not come from Africa. We're two different people. The Africans, God bless them, I love them, they're our cousins, but they're not us. Okay, they'll even tell you they're not us. We're from America. We're from this continent. America is a continent, and every state here in America is a country. That's why you have your own flag, your own laws, you know, your own lawmakers. Every state is its own country. I see you all coming from different parts of the country, or the continent of America. You're from Ohio, that's your country. I'm from Ohio, that's my country. I'm now living in Florida, which is another country. So what happened was a group of military generals stormed into the White House, forced Bill Clinton in 2000 to sign NESARA, the national version, into law. And he was supposed to announce that from the Pentagon, or whatever president was there after him was supposed to announce it from the Pentagon on 9/11, September 11, 2001. But what did they do instead? They took the gold out of the towers that was supposed to be used to pay off all the debts. Most of the gold they took out, and then they imploded the towers. They told certain people not to show up for work, and then they killed a lot of people and blamed it on our Muslim brothers and sisters and blamed it on people in the Middle East. They're evil, they're wicked, they're nefarious, and they will receive just due and vengeance, because the scripture says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. The scripture also says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. To add to that, we know that there are benevolent entities that are here that are helping to liberate the planet. So they're going to pay. They're going to pay. So they were supposed to make this announcement called NESARA on September 11th, 2001, and didn't. They imploded the towers, and then they sent some type of plane or some type of bomb or something into the Pentagon from which this announcement was to come. It never happened. So that lays the foundation. But who started all this was the farmers taking the United States Incorporated to court and their central banking system. Who is the United States Incorporated? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and many of those bloodline families, as well as the Black nobility. The Black nobility is a group of people who look like me. They're dark-skinned people who worked with these negative entities. So many of them are non-human and some of them are human. They couldn't have even gotten away with this unless they had made secret agreements with the governments that were here. Governments that were here that were Caucasian and governments that were here that were melanated. They worked together to enslave humanity. They were paid out to sell us out. So that's why you can't fight about racism, because who sold us out was the people that look like me first. Okay, it's from my understanding and understanding. You can't come over here and completely take over a whole landmass unless you have some type of collaboration and deal that you made with the leaders, so-called leaders. So that announcement was supposed to come from the Pentagon and it never happened. But the farmers, we owe a whole debt of gratitude to for bringing this to court. So the group of bloodline families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and those 13 bloodlines, that's just the beginning. You have a whole hand behind them, a whole engine of nefarious people, humans, human hybrids, and entities that are not from this planet. They usurped authority from our lawful government that was already here when Christopher Columbus came here. We already had a republic here. We had a video by Asir the Duke of Tears to talk about what that republic looked like. There was a republic, there was a government here, there were people here. There was a whole planet that was doing just well, just fine. But these entities came to earth, made it, remember the sons of God? These are galactic, intergalactic beings that you call angels, that people call angels. The sons of God made it with the daughters of men. They came here and raped the women here on earth and had children. Those are the human hybrids that they put in power. Those bloodline families are right here. They had their own government. I'm sure that they had incorporated themselves a long time ago, but the most recently was in 1871. They incorporated themselves as a nonprofit religious organization with the Pope as the head in 1871 in Delaware. They had a Constitution of the United States Incorporated. The only way they could deal with us being dead entities, that's a corpse is dead, is by getting us to buy into the system where we use our all caps letter name, to do business with them, because your all caps letter name is considered a corporation or a corpse. So they considered us dead at sea. And that's what they were dealing with us as a dead entity, a corporation with my name is Kia Pruitt, all caps letter name. You look at your bills, you'll see all capital letters. We'll bring somebody over here to talk to you about it. So the corporation, the group of bloodline families, incorporated themselves in 1871 in Delaware as a nonprofit religious entity with the Pope as the head, in collusion and collaboration with the British Queen. They went around to different leaders all over the planet, them and their overlords who were non-humans, and made deals with them that they would give them power and money in order to sell us out in exchange for selling us humans, us people, God beings or humans, whatever, out. They sold us out. They had their own constitution called the Constitution of the United States Incorporated. We have a republic here in America. Different countries had and continents had their own republics or common law with which they were abiding, or by which they were abiding. So our Constitution is the Constitution for our republic. Their Constitution is the Constitution of the United States Incorporated. The Constitution for America is our lawful government. And it was determined in the court when the farmers took them to court that this the bloodline families would be completely obliterated, taken off the planet, judged through military law, and hanged for their crimes against humanity, and the assets would be frozen, and all that money, gold, and wealth that they had would come back and be restored to the republic and to we the people. So we owe again our debt of gratitude to the farmers, which took them to court. Islam, royal. Islam. Thank you, Beethoven. Empires fall from within first. So yes, they sold us out. It started with us. Absolutely. Good morning. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. So family, here are the tenets of the national security, national education, wait a minute, the NESARA, National Economic Security and Reformation Act. Here are the benefits that we're supposed to receive. Let me know if you can see that. I did put it in the description of my Rumble channel, and I'll put this list on my YouTube channel, my new YouTube channel as well, and I'll put it on my Facebook channel so you can see it. So good morning, check-in family. So the first tenet of the NESARA benefits was, and this is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, was number one, it's going to zero out all credit card debt. So all credit card debt, all mortgages, student loans, car loans, any bank loans, they will be zeroed out when NESARA is announced. Again, it was supposed to be announced on 9/11 of 2001, but what they did instead was imploded the towers after still taking the gold out of the towers that was supposed to be put forward to pay off the debt. But there we are returning to restoring our republic, and returning our republic, and returning peace, prosperity, and wealth on the planet right now as I speak. You have people working behind the scenes. And when that is official, it's going to zero out all of your debt, family. We're going to have a complete debt jubilee. And many historical historians and Hebrew historians are saying that we are in a Jubilee season right now. Because according to the Bible, every 50 years, you're supposed to zero out all the debt of your servants, your indentured servants, or your slaves, whatever they call it. All the debt supposed to be wiped away, and you're supposed to let them go free after 50 years. And you're even supposed to make sure that the ground is free and give the ground a rest and a break from all of the sowing and the reaping that you've been doing over the years. So this is supposed to be that actually biblical 50th year of Jubilee. So number one, you zero out all credit cards, mortgages, bank loans, any banking debt at all, and government activities zeroed out. Number two, we're going to abolish income taxes with NESARA and JASARA, not just here in America, because there's a global version of that called the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. So the IRS has to go away. We're going to abolish all income taxes. That is unconstitutional to tax your income. And as a matter of fact, working is not, and what you receive from working is not even considered income. So now that they're not even supposed to be taxing that. And I'm going to have Chief Mack to tell us what an income, a true income is when he comes on. So abolish income tax. Number three, abolish the IRS and create a 14% flat rate, non-essential new items only sales tax revenue for governments. So we're going to completely obliterate the IRS. And that's probably why Nancy Drew, the woman, the independent journalist who goes by Nancy Drew, saw and reported on a fence around the IRS headquarters like 2 years ago. And it's also probably why the IRS sent out a memo and told people not to file for their income taxes. They said, don't file your income taxes because we're still trying to rectify how we're going to do the accounting for the pandemic and giving out planned pandemic benefits. But people still pay income taxes because we're so used to it, and because people were afraid, you know, that the IRS might confiscate your money, even though they told you not to pay them. And I did report it when they said don't pay income taxes. I didn't pay it, and I'm not going to. So people who knew how to operate according to the Republic, they don't pay income taxes. These are people that operate in the private, because the United States Incorporated and the Republic are two governments that were operating at the same time. So you have some people that know how to escape the United States Incorporated by operating in the public, and they don't file taxes. They know how to do the paperwork to declare themselves state nationals and sovereign. Thankfully, we're not going to have to do that with the republic being restored. So the third tenet was to abolish the income tax. I'll go over it again. The first tenet was to zero out all credit card mortgages and any student loans, automobile loans, or any bank loans due to illegal banking and government activities. Zero it out. Number 2, abolish income taxes. Number 3, abolish the IRS and create a 14 flat rate non-essential tax only on new items and sales tax revenues for government. Let me read that again. Abolish the IRS and create a 14% flat rate non-essential new items only sales tax revenues for government. Number 4, increase benefits to senior citizens. So senior citizens now receive some type of Social Security benefits. Under NESARA, you're going to have increased benefits because you don't even have enough to live on. It's not even enough to pay your rent or your housing. The 5th tenet is return constitutional law to all courts and lawful matters. This says legal matters, but there's no legal is in alignment with the Constitution of the United States Incorporated. What's legal is in alignment with them. What's lawful, it's what's in accordance with our republic and our Constitution. So that is number 5, returns constitutional law to all courts and lawful matters. Because we're not abiding by constitutional law right now, we're abiding by admiralty and maritime law, which is unlawful underneath the United States Incorporated. And they were operating not only with inclusion with the Pope, but with the British Crown. And that's why all attorneys have an Esquire behind their name, because they had to pass the British accredited registry, the bar exam, meaning that they were working for the British Crown and not for we the people. And Esquire is a title of nobility. So that's why we have to get rid of the maritime admiralty law and return to constitutional law. The 6th tenet, establish new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after NESARA's announcement. So we're waiting for NESARA to be announced. It may have been announced and maybe some soft disclosure. People are saying, I don't know, but whenever it's announced, after it's announced, we're going to have new presidential and congressional elections that are in accordance with the Constitution. That's why I don't even know if we're going to have elections on November the 3rd, because those elections were to elect presidents of the corporation, United States Incorporated. And that United States Incorporated is bankrupt, insolvent, and has been done away with. And the republic is being restored, which is why we're under military occupation. And I did a video to show you proof that we're under military occupation. If I can, I'll re-upload that on my new YouTube channel. And I say if I can because they just deleted my old YouTube channel for the 3rd time, and now I have a 4th one. So look for Dr. Kia Pruitt or at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official on YouTube, and you subscribe. Once you subscribe, then you'll get notifications when I upload videos. The 6th tenet, we talked about, establish new presidential and congressional elections. The 7th tenet, monitors elections and prevents illegal or unlawful election activities of special interest groups. Are you following me, friends, family? I just want to make sure you're with me. Yes, the entire system is de facto. The 8th tenet creates new United States Treasury currency called rainbow currency that's backed by gold, silver, palladium, platinum, and other precious metals. And I'm going to add rare earth minerals. By the way, the state of Wyoming discovered 2.3 billion metric tons of rare earth minerals, which makes America the wealthiest nation in the world, which that's no secret to me. But these are alleged new discoveries, this rare earth minerals that will back up our currencies as well. So we already have new United States Treasury notes, according to my information, in the banks right now. And we see states reclaiming silver and gold as money. And that's why you'll see articles that says 45 states have repealed state taxes from the sales of precious metals. I'm going to see if I can find that for you. State taxes. You can look that up. And I know we've done many podcasts on this. Okay, so you're going to see a couple of videos or a couple of articles. You'll see this one. Oh, I will have to stop sharing, but you'll see this video right here, which says 42 states repealed or remove taxes from the sales of precious metals. And that's important because removing the taxes from the sales of precious metals is acknowledging precious metals as money, because you cannot tax silver and gold. You cannot tax money. That's unlawful. It's unconstitutional. These people have been acting very rogue. So you saw that video. You'll also see not that video, but that article, look it up and you'll see that Kentucky became the 45th state to end state sales taxes on silver and gold. And the article will let you know that when you do that, you're acknowledging silver and gold as money. But the Sound Money Defense League also recently put out an article that now says over 45 states have repealed the state sales taxes from precious metals. So when you repeal or remove the state sales taxes from precious metals, you are acknowledging precious metals as money in accordance with the Constitution for our republic. So not only do you see over 45 states claiming silver and gold as reclaiming silver and gold as money, but 33 states have declared that the United States Incorporated and no other entity may put a capital gains tax on precious metals because precious metals are money. So you see states operating in their capacities as sovereign countries or sovereign states, okay? Sovereign entities saying you don't have any rule, reign, and control over our country, our state. Remember, according to the Republic, each state is a country. Outside of America, North America, Central America, South America, you see many countries joining the BRICS coalition, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and making an agreement to drop the United States dollar and use their own local currencies backed by gold for trade. This agreement is called Operation Sandman or Project Sandman. That in that agreement, 209 nations agreed to drop the United States dollar when triggered and use their own currencies for trade, backed by gold, and use silver and gold for trade. Now, that trigger was when Vladimir Putin went over to Ukraine, cleaned out the deep underground military bases and exposed all the crime that was going on there, all the trafficking, etc. And he provided that information to James Comer, who is the chair of the House Oversight Committee. And the House Oversight Committee gathered all that evidence about all the things that were going on in Ukraine, that was going on in Russia, and going on all over the world with the Biden crime family and some of the other presidents. And James Comer took that information, published it, and went after the Biden crime family. But that was the trigger. And when Vladimir Putin cleaned out the deep underground military bases and exposed that information, then number 46, Biden put sanctions on Vladimir Putin. And Vladimir Putin did the ultimate clapback, that's what I call it, and stopped trading with the United States dollar. So you can put sanctions on me. I don't need your dollar. I'll use my own Russian ruble to get oil and to trade. And that's why in 2022, when this all occurred, his Russian ruble became the world's strongest performing currency in the entire world in 2022. Then Vladimir Putin inspired Russia to do the same, and he inspired the whole BRICS coalition to drop the dollar as well. He inspired Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa to also drop the dollar, just like he and his country and Russia. They stopped trading with the dollar, and they then told or colluded with Saudi Arabia and asked Saudi Arabia to join them. So then BRICS became very popular for trading with their own global currency, their own local currency, and trading with gold. But then they brought on Saudi Arabia, and BRICS became known as Saudi BRICS. And then every country thereafter just started adding themselves to BRICS. And it became known, that coalition became known as BRICS Plus. My point of saying that is, at that point, all of these nations had already repatriated their gold back to themselves from the Vatican, which means that now the United States Incorporated had no money and no power because they had stolen the gold. They repatriated their gold back to themselves. How were they able to do that? They were able to do that because we're under military operation. And the whole military all over the world got together and fought against these entities, along with the secret space program. The militaries from all over the world, people are calling them the NESARA White Knights, and the Galactic Federation and Secret Space Force all work to get these negative, non-human human beings out of here, and the human beings. And these countries repatriated their gold back to themselves and backed their currencies with it. And that's why you saw an article that came out that said the world is hurtling back towards using gold as money. So that is what this tenet is about. Where are we? Returns, let's see, monitors creates new United States Treasury rainbow currency backed by gold, silver, palladium, platinum. So in America, they're using their own currency backed by gold, and in other countries, they're using gold and they're using their local currencies backed by gold. All countries all over the globe have agreed to do that through Operation Sandman or Project Sandman. So that's the NESARA version of that, the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. We're on number 9, initiates new United States Treasury Bank System in alignment with constitutional law. So we're no longer going to be using the Federal Reserve banking system. And that's why I announced about a month or two ago that there was a Supreme Court ruling that said state-sponsored banks can now have their own charters and disband from the United States central banking system. They could disband from the Federal Reserve central banking system, which is the banking system of the United States Incorporated. So state-sponsored banks can disband from these banks here, the Federal Reserve central banking system, have their own charter, their own laws, and issue their own gold-backed currencies. So you see things are happening. That Supreme Court case was determined that they could do that. And how come state-sponsored banks can do that? Because each state is its own country. So now each country or each state, whatever you want to call it, monitors and regulates their own banks. And those banks, again, are operating on constitutional law in accordance with constitutional law. And they all have to be Basel III compliant, which means they have to recognize gold as a tier 1 asset, and they have to be prepared to issue out and receive foreign currencies, which are called tier 2 assets. Number 10 eliminates the Federal Reserve System, and that's why HR or Bill HR 24 and HR 24 and HR 25 monitor the Federal Reserve central banking system and monitor and is supposed to dismantle the IRS and the Federal Reserve central banking system. This is also why you had in the Fed Act that was brought to the table on May the 16th, 2024, because they're destroying the Federal Reserve central banking system. May the 30th was considered to be, is known as the End the Fed Act Day. Allegedly behind the scenes, that bill was passed. So again, it was called the End the Fed Act that was brought to fruition May the 16th, 2024, that was supposed to completely obliterate the Federal Reserve central banking system. Then you saw Jerome Powell the next day on May 17th came down with the CV, the sickness that Biden now has, or, the fake Biden has, because Biden's been exited off this planet and he was done away with in 2018. So we see that happening already, that we eliminate the Federal Reserve System. Restores financial privacy, and that's why we're encouraging people to create trust and put all of your assets and money in trust, because that way you'll be able to operate in the private. And again, Chief Mack is going to come on at some point, maybe this week, to tell us how to operate in the private and how to create trust. Number 12, retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. And they have to do that because most of them are not trained in constitutional law. Most of them had to pass the British Accredited Registry or the bar exam in order to become an attorney and administrator. They are not judges. They are administrators over our trusts. They consider us minorities and they consider us incompetent, which is why they assign attorneys to us. And the judge taps into our trust as an administrator, but he's not a real judge. As a matter of fact, a lot of judges are being arrested right now because many of them participated in fraud and TREASON by allowing all these federal agencies to create their own rules, statutes, codes, and policies and forcing us to abide by them. And also, when we would challenge these entities, these foreign entities and these bureaus and federal agents, when we would challenge these foreign agencies and say, I shouldn't have to abide by these rules, I shouldn't have to have a driver's license to travel because that's unconstitutional to force me to get a driver's license and a registration and insurance because I'm not a driver, I'm a traveler. A driver's doing commercial work. Traveling is going from one place to another. When traversing the land, I'm supposed to be free. So we would challenge stuff like that in court, and the judge would say, nope, you got to abide by them. They would defer back to these federal agents and agencies and say, you have to abide by whatever they say because they're the experts. Well, those judges have committed TREASON because infringing upon the rights of the sovereigns is against the law and it's a part of the definition of TREASON. So they've committed TREASON. I got to be careful with some platforms. You can't say that word. And any judge that knew that judges were deferring back to these federal agencies and making us comply with their laws, like the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, all these federal, we got like 439 or more different federal agencies. Any judge that knows that judges deferred back to them as experts and made us abide by those rules and laws that were against us committed TREASON and or misprison of TREASON. That's why judges are being locked up right now. However, the 12th tenet is retrain all judges, attorneys, and constitutional law. So judges and attorneys that are operating right now, they operate on behalf of the British Queen. They have a title of nobility called Esquire behind their name. And unfortunately, after all the hard work that they've done, they have to cease and desist. If they desire to continue on, they will then become lawyers, not attorneys per se, but lawyers. And judges, not fake judges that we now have, which are really administrators. And all of these lawmakers that most of them have Esquire behind their name, most of them are some type of lawyers. All these so-called lawmakers that are making laws, they have a title of nobility or Esquire behind their name. They have to cease and desist. And some of them participated in election fraud. So not only do they have to cease and desist, but they're being judged through military tribunals. Let's see. The 13th tenet, it ceases all aggressive United States government military actions worldwide. And as a matter of fact, all 209 nations or however many countries we have, nations already agreed to not only trade only using gold and to return to the gold standard, but they've already agreed to worldwide peace. So if you are a biblical scholar or a Christian and you know about the scripture that says we're going to have 1,000 years of peace, we're entering into that right now. That's why the powers that were are very angry and they're trying to stop us from spreading the truth. Because when people like me spread the truth, it's seeded into our consciousness that we're sovereign. It's seeded into our consciousness to say, I will not comply. It's seeded into our consciousness to have rule, reign, and control of our own lives. It's seeded into our consciousness to operate in our godship and kingship and queenship. When we tell you that you have power and dominion. So they're trying to stop that, but they can't. So all aggressive United States government military action must cease worldwide. 14 establishes peace throughout the world. No aggressive fighting anymore between nations. They already agreed to stop that. 15th tenet is initiate first phase of worldwide prosperity distribution of vast wealth, which has been accumulating for many decades. The law required that the farmer claims must be paid out first before the general public receive funds. So NESARA initiates the first phase of worldwide prosperity distribution. And that's why President Donald Trump said when he was at the forefront in about 2019, 2020, that trillions of dollars will be ejected into the global economy, because this is a part of NESARA and NESARA. And that money is coming from different things like the Rodriguez Trust, is coming from different dynasties like your royal Filipinos or Philippines. And this money is, what is this called? This is Yamashita's gold. The money is also coming from many royal bloodline families and many different trusts. Also the St. Germain Trust, Rodriguez Trust, and bloodline families all over the world have been amassing wealth for decades or maybe even centuries, because they were ready for and waiting on the opportunity to help liberate humanity. So they've been trying to take down the deep state for a very long time. So they're going to eject trillions of dollars into the global economy. And those of you who have foreign currencies, you're going to take those foreign currencies that you bought that were decimated and devalued through war and sanctions. Many of you bought those currencies like the Iranian rial, the Indonesian rupiah, the Zimbabwean zim, the Iraqi dinar, the Afghanistani Afghani, that's the Indonesian rupiah, Indian rupee, Venezuelan bolivar, etc. Those currencies were devalued through war and sanctions, and now you have them when you go to the bank. And remember, banks are already prepared, they said, to receive your tier 2 assets, meaning your foreign reserve currencies. When you take them to the bank to get an exchange, you're going to become extremely wealthy, because all of those currencies have been revalued and reinstated back to their normal value behind the scenes based on the gold that they had repatriated back from their nation, back from the Vatican, and the gold and rare earth minerals and other different metals that they have in their countries. So you're about to be extremely wealthy. Hold on to your currencies. And many of you have already rolled over your fiat into gold and silver, which you know is real money and real wealth. So we're going to have that, and we're going to have many people to use their wealth and money from their trust, many dynasties, to help humanity. So that is where this money is coming from. This is going to initiate first phase of worldwide prosperity distribution of vast wealth that has been accumulating for many decades. And it says that the law requires the farmers to be paid off first, because the farmers are the ones who brought the United States Incorporated to court, and who brought the Federal Reserve Central Banking System to court and won their claims. Number 16 is going to release enormous sums of money for humanitarian projects. So those of you who have foreign reserve currencies, most of you have already said we're going to do humanitarian projects to help our brothers and sisters who don't have access to money, or maybe who just don't know about it. 17 enables the release of new technologies such as free energy devices, pollution cleanup, sonic healing machines as well. So there we have a lot of technology that was given to us by the Galactic Family or Galactic Federation, and many of these galactic beings or beings, interdimensional beings that have advanced technology. It was a gift to humanity that we were supposed to have a long time ago. But of course, many of the presidents and leaders who were in collusion with the nefarious entities and nefarious galactic beings that enslaved us would not let us have access to that. But now we're going to have a release of those, like the med beds and other advanced technologies. Number 18, under NESARA, it reduces the work week from 40 hours a week to 20 hours per week. Thank God. Number 19, it will give everyone 21 years and older a significant amount of money every for 11 years. It will give everyone age 21 and over. Some say 10,000 a month, some say 100,000 per month. I'm not sure exactly, but it's supposed to happen for 11 years in a non-interest bearing account. So they say it will be about 100,000 per month. I don't know if that's even viable. You know, what do you do when you give all those people that much money? But we do know everybody's going to get a significant amount of money that's similar to a universal basic income. Some say up to $20 million each. however amount it will be in a non-interest bearing account. And that's why we have to teach you all, and we all have to learn together, estate planning and trust creation, so that you can put your money, your assets in a trust, because there's a non-interest bearing quantum account that your money is going to go into. So you're not going to be accruing interest. So you have to use your money wisely, and you have to protect it. But the good thing about this money is that it will be backed by gold, which means that your money will have more purchasing power, and it will stretch further. And this also means when you have the whole world on the gold back standard, all currencies will be one-to-one with each other. And it means that the prices will come down. So some say fiat system prices. So go back to when we were on the gold standard, like pre-1971 prices is what I've been hearing that will return to. So your money's going to have more spending power, more purchasing power. It'll go further, and will be you'll be able to get more with it because the prices will come down. So that's the exciting news. This money will be gold and asset backed, and will be monitored in order to ensure that it's not spent on nefarious items such as drug, human or ex-slave trafficking. And the reason for this money is to compensate for the unlawful, nefarious banking practices of the Federal Reserve Central Banking System. So that's what I have for you today. I just wanted to let you know that there are many tenets of NESARA that will allow us to live very well, and that will compensate for all of the nefarious activities of the central banking system and of the United States Incorporated. So this is about Jubilee, cancellation of debts, and trillions of dollars being ejected into the global economy. I hope that's something that will encourage you and to let you know that things are working on our behalf and for our benefit. So if you missed the beginning of the podcast, I'll let you know that my YouTube channel was deleted by the YouTube Nazis because I'm apparently inciting violence, and I'm calling harassment by telling you that the republic is being restored, and that God is working on our behalf, and that we are going back to the gold standard. So this is my 4th channel that I've had to start. They've affected my income to an extent, but God is going to take care of me. If you'd like to send a Cash App, God bless you. If you don't want to, it's okay, because your positive energy is sustaining me. If you would like to, my Cash App is $ Mama Kia 13. That's $ MAMAKIA 13. So I have to get my YouTube channel built back up in order to get an income from YouTube, because they wiped everything out. All of my channel, my whole channel is gone. All my videos have been deleted. This is a whole new YouTube channel. But you can still type in Dr. Kia Pruitt and find me, or do the @ Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. And this is what it looks like. I tried to put it in the chat, but they won't even let me type in the chat. It's crazy. It's crazy, family. So I just wanted to let you know what was going on, family. I am here on Facebook, Twitter, where else? That's my new YouTube channel. You can find my Rumble channel as well. Let's see, here's where am I on Rumble. See if I can find my Rumble channel. Is that it? Nope, that's my live stream for today. Let me get you my Rumble channel. It's Dr. Kia Pruitt as well. So again, if you'd like to contribute to or help me with my work, support my work, my Cash App is $ Mama Kia, MAMAKIA 13. That's $ Mama Kia 13, MAMAKIA 13. Okay, I'm trying to find my Rumble channel. Here we go. So this is, since I'm not live, I can't go live on YouTube yet until my numbers are up. So please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And this is my Rumble channel, rumble.com. And then there's a /C/Dr. Kia Pruitt. Here it is right here, family. So that's all I have to say today. I just wanted to share the benefits of the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, and it's the same thing globally, but it's called the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act, so that you can know that things are working on our behalf and for our behalf, family. Stay encouraged. Please stay encouraged. All right. Shalom and happy new day to you all. Happy hump day. Good morning. Yes, Biden was the resident of United States Incorporated, but not of our republic. And we reported that allegedly he passed on yesterday, but now they're trying to say that he's still alive. However, I showed you proof that he was done away with in 2018. I showed that to you. I'll come back another time and show that to you as well. But their entire system, it has now been decimated, and you may have some minions still working behind the scenes until they totally take down the deep state. Sister Karen says, I became homeless a month ago. Rent was $800 and I only get $900. I know it's going to get better soon. Oh my God. Sending you prayers and high vibrations, and pray that God works really quickly. We're ready for this to be over. We're so ready. Hit the like button. Oh, you can't. You can't, because I'm not. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, family. When I upload the video, please hit the like button to the video. They also discovered new minerals on the other side of the earth, which is under the ocean, aka another world. Wow, 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 babe. Thank you for sharing that. Craig says they are manipulating silver down ATMs, but gold is still fine. Let's see what the prices are, gold and silver. Let's go to goldprices.org. Yeah, silver is $29, but that's a buying opportunity for you, family. Here is what the gold price is at: $2,420.20. Silver is at $29.31. That means it's a perfect opportunity for you to buy while the prices are low. And we hope to have Andy Scheckman from Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company, the CEO and owner, to come on next week. But until then, he's going to talk about the revaluation of gold, silver, and currencies. So until then, if you're interested in buying silver and gold, give Miles Franklin Precious Metals a call at 952-929-7006. And make sure you mention that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you, so that you can get the best prices in the industry. Or you can say Dr. Kia Pruitt sent me. Or you can... if you don't want to call, you can send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. If you're interested in gold, silver, palladium, platinum, or getting a gold IRA. That guy, hi, I love you back. I love you more. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. But he says, awesome information. Thank you for sharing. I hope more people wake up to how hard our greatest president, JT, has worked for we the people. See, Joy Zip says, I noticed the other day, new self-checkout say notes where bills used to be. Wow. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you. That's why all states have their own flags and constitutions, because they're their own countries. Absolutely. All states here in America are their own countries. That's right. Somebody said I'm hilarious, as they should be locked up. Yeah, all these nefarious people need to be locked up, and some of them need to be executed. Interestingly enough, I might not be able to upload this video on my YouTube channel because I said some things that might offend the YouTube Nazis. A lot of gold came from the tundras under the Vatican all the way to Jerusalem, 1,500 miles. Yes. But yes, gold is important, but silver is the wild card, because silver is significantly undervalued. It's in all of our appliances, your refrigerator, your stove, your washer, your dryer, your dishwasher. It's in your computers, your cars, your cell phones. I mean, and almost everything. It's in the new technology that's going to be releasing, and it's used in a technology that we will be experiencing with the med beds and some of the other healing modalities, excuse me. So silver is significantly undervalued, and yet it is very, very important. It is a rare mineral. It's more rare than and more precious, they say, than gold. So that's why it's a good time to get into silver now while it's only $29 per ounce. My videos, yes. Reginald says, are your videos uploaded on another channel? Absolutely. They're uploaded right here on Rumble. Go to rumble.com and you will see my videos. Dr. Kia Pruitt on rumble.com. That's me right there. Thank you for asking. Oh, Trump will be in Charlotte. Hit the like. Oh, you can hit the like button on Rumble too. So hit the like button on Rumble, family. Thank you so much. Ah, love hugs. You tried to look for my YouTube channel. It was gone, but there is a new one. This is my fourth one. You know, I was just starting to make money too, and not now. They know how to get you. Then, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., whom I've had on my channel a couple of times, told us that the cabal, the deep state, they know how to attack you. Well, you don't do what they say. Get his book, please. It's called Stolen Identity. Unveiling the real John Kennedy Jr. But he talked about how they do certain things to try to get you to conform and comply to their wishes. I don't know if you can see that. Could you see that? Stolen Identity. It's on Amazon for less than $20, or you can get the Kindle version for less than $10. Excellent book. Talks about the deep state, the cabal, what they do to their own family members, their children, selling them to different families, abusing them, putting them through MK Ultra programs, stealing your money from you so you can't make money, keeping you from getting certain jobs. You think they're not that powerful? Oh, I know people that became Masons and they went up in their career. They joined secret societies and they went up. And I'm talking about people that look like me. But they better not make one mistake or go against anything they say. They will take their money so fast, or hurt them, or take their life, or take the life of their family members. These people were ruthless. But here's my new YouTube channel. YouTube is saying your channel has been canceled. Yeah, it was canceled. Complete. Woke up, it was just gone. No warning, no strike, no you're in violation, no nothing. It was just gone. This is the third time I had to start that fourth channel. The world is witnessing a resurgence of strength and prosperity. I don't know if you'll have to re-register for state tags. And said, I'm going to have Chief Mac to come on and talk to us. Okay. So that's it for now, family. Get you some currencies. Okay. Because they tried to keep that information away from us, that you can become very wealthy, but it only takes a couple dollars to get some of these currencies. Put in a chat which currencies people should get. Venezuelan Bolivar is one of them. It's only if you want to. Get silver or gold if you're not into currencies. Get Iranian Rial, Iraqi Dinar, Zimbabwean Zim, Indonesian Rupiah, Indian Rupee, Afghanistan's Afghani. What else should you get? Any other currencies you guys can put in the chat, or just know that God is in control and you're going to be okay. Spend your money wisely. If you have any assets, a house, a car, any asset, jewelry, precious metals, make sure you put them in trust. And that's why you need to learn about estate planning. We're going to bring people on and talk about that, but I just want you to be safe. I want you to be prepared, and I desire for you to be wealthy so that you can take care of yourself and your posterity, and that together we can work to help humanity. What about Bitcoin? I don't know much about digital assets. So I know that we are going to be using digital assets. I just don't know about it. So maybe you can tell the people in the chat, how to get into that. That's just not my area. Yes, Vietnamese dong. Thank you, Mike. How did I forget that one? That's relatively inexpensive. So get some Vietnamese dong. 5 million. Hi, Kyle Hyder Raw. He said, I got 5 million for $42. 5 million what? For $42. Was that Bolivar? That's awesome. And that's very, very little money for those who have money. What is the guy's number for silver coins? Okay, so for gold or silver, you want to call Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company at 952-929-7006. That's 952-929-7006. You can ask them any questions about geopolitics, gold, silver, what's going on in the finance arena, because they are brokers. So, but make sure when you talk to them, you mention that Dr. Kia Pruitt sent you. They know who I am. All of them know who I am. Or the brown lady, the black lady, the lady with the big afro, whatever. They'll know who I am. Let them know that Dr. Kia sent you, and you'll get the best prices in the industry. So call 952-929-7006 or send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. That is the guy with the gold and silver coins, Andy Schechtman, the CEO and owner of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. So good morning, family. I see 632 people in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Like the video on Rumble if you can. I am on Rumble and Twitter and Facebook right now. My YouTube channel was canceled, taken off. All my videos gone from YouTube. Mayoshi says, Doc, my Indonesia and Venezuelan currency came Tuesday. Yay! Congratulations. Oh, Zim Agro checks are very, very inexpensive. Get Zim Agro checks, and they'll let you know in the chat where you can get these currencies from. Banknote World, 100 trillions with the S, plural.com, eBay, Safe Dinar, and Treasury Vault. Great American Coin Company. All these are .coms and other places as well. He got Venezuelan Bolivar. Wow, Kyle Ryder. No, Kyle Hyder Raw. Kyle Hyde Raw. He got 5 million Venezuelan Bolivar for $42. All right, family. You got $42. You know what to do. Somebody says Bitcoin means babies in transit, and it is stated that that's how the deep state paid each other when they were trading babies with Bitcoin. Zester Mark Z's son is educating on crypto or digital assets. So follow Mark Z for that information on YouTube. Venezuelan Boulevard. Oh, thank you. Time is near. Says, I'm a newbie enjoying the content. Thank you. You got yours from Banknote World. Thank you, Mayoshi. You just saw they took me off YouTube. Glad I have a Rumble channel. Yeah, I had to do that from the last time they took me off of YouTube. So let me show you my Rumble channel. Here's my Rumble channel, family. Right here. I'll be uploading there very often. They don't pay as much as YouTube, probably because YouTube's been around a while. In fact, like I think my last pay was like $124 from Rumble, and I got all these videos up. But, we got to keep doing the work of the Most High. And here is my newest YouTube channel for those that missed it. Dr. Kia Pruitt, right here. And the handle is at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. But you could probably just type in Dr. Kia Pruitt, and that's what it looks like. Please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. That would make me so happy. Crypto equals, yes, crypt means dead. Kyle Hyder Raw got his Venezuelan Bolivar from where? Banknote World. Awesome. And you can also find Banknote World, which is a currency dealer, on eBay. Okay. All right. So that's where we are right now. For those of you just joining in, what I did today was I talked about the benefits of NESARA, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, and the global benefits. Zeroes out all credit card mortgages and other bank debts due to illegal banking and government activities. Number 2, abolishes income taxes. Number 3, abolishes the IRS and only has a 14% flat rate tax on non-essential items, new non-essential items. Number 4, increases benefits to senior citizens. Number 5, returns constitutional law to all courts and legal matters or lawful matters. Number 6, reestablishes new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after NESARA is announced, hopefully through an EBS or emergency broadcast system announcement. Number 7, monitors elections and prevents unlawful election activities of special interest groups. Number 8, creates new United States Treasury notes, also known as rainbow currency, that is backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metals. Number 9, initiates a new United States Treasury banking system in alignment with constitutional law. Number 10, NESARA will eliminate the Federal Reserve System or central banking system. Number 11, restore financial privacy. Number 12, retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. Number 13, ceases all aggressive United States government military actions worldwide. Number 14, establishes peace throughout the world. That was number 14. Number 15, initiates the first phases of worldwide prosperity distribution and vast wealth, which has been accumulating for many decades. And this law requires that the farmers' claims be first paid out before the general public receives any funds, because the farmers brought this whole issue of the United States incorporation enslaving us to the World Court, and they brought the central banking system, the Federal Reserve, to the World Court and won their claim. So they have to be paid first. And number 16, releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes, which is one reason you need those foreign currencies for yourself and to help your family, but also for humanitarian purposes. And number 17, enables the release of new technologies such as free energy, pollution cleanup, and sonic healing machines, which silver will use, to the point that we should get into silver while the price is low. And 18, reduces the work week from 40 hours to 20 hours per week, and finally gives everybody on the planet, in America and all across the globe, a significant amount of money, thousands of dollars. Some have said between $10,000 and $100,000 per month for 11 years, in an amount up to $20 million each, into a non-interest bearing quantum banking account. So those are the 19 tenets of the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, and the global version of that, the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act, which was signed into law in 2000 and was supposed to be announced from the Pentagon on September the 11th, which unfortunately did not happen. And instead, what happened was the nefarious people in power took the gold out of the towers. That then this gold was supposed to offset the debt all over the world, and definitely in America. They took it out of the towers, imploded the towers, unfortunately unalived a lot of people. And then the announcement was supposed to come from the Pentagon. They sent some type of plane or something into the Pentagon, so that we never got that announcement. And unfortunately, it became known as a very hard time in our country, where they completely decimated the towers, unalived people, and blamed that on our Middle Eastern brothers and sisters and our Islamic brothers and sisters. And they used that as an opportunity to take more of our freedoms away. And that's when they started coming up with all of these extra laws, like, and extra things you had to do when you went to the airport, like make you practically allow them to sexually assault you by touching all over your body, taking your shoes off, molesting you, and by rubbing all in your hair if you had certain hairdos, simply because they didn't want us to experience the wealth and the Jubilee and the freedom of prosperity and sovereignty that we're about to experience right now. So we're entering into that era right now of Jubilee and liberation. Thank you so much, Mayoshi. I don't know what the part that credit unions will play. Infinite Eye says, I can't find you on YouTube. Yes, that's because they deleted my channel, and I had to start a 4th channel. This is the 4th time they deleted my channel. No warning, no strike, no notification, nothing. It was just gone. But this is my new channel. You can find me at Dr. Kia Pruitt or the handle is at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. That's handle Dr. period Ki. The handle is at Dr. period Kia Pruitt Official at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. And if you are interested in supporting my work, family, I'd really appreciate it. You can send a cash app to $ Mama Kia 13. That's $ MAMAKIA 13. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Please go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to upload and we can even go live there and get the news out to you, family, expeditiously. I love going live as soon as new information comes out. So like the channel, if you can, subscribe to the channel, share it with your family members. And in the meantime, I will be here. I'll be on Facebook. I'll even be on Twitter, and I will be on Rumble. You're welcome. So take care, family. I hope you all have a magnificent day. Go out and make it great. Peace. Take care. Mama Kia loves you all. Bye-bye.